O says O when one of the next two letters is another vowel. Otherwise, if those next two letters are consonants, O says ah, jaw dropped, ah. OA spells the O sound. You're going to see OA at the beginning and middle, and it says O. You're going to sometimes see an O consonant, final silent E, and that O will say O. Also, OA and O consonant, final silent E, they both follow the tap 2 rule. O says O when there's another vowel, 1 or 2 doors away. You've learned that O at the end says O. Tomato, potato, taco, veto. Why can't I think of another one? There's a million. O at the end says O. You've learned that when O is almost to the end of a multi-syllable word and there's a consonant after it, it says Now your jaw is just hanging there. It's not dropped. It's not ah. It's Sounds like a short U. That's the schwa sound, and O says It changes to the schwa sound when it's almost to the end of a longer word and there's a consonant after it, like wallop. There's wallop. That O is changing to the schwa sound because it's almost to the end of a longer word and there's a consonant after it. That word cracks me up. Okay, and you've also learned about oi. Oi is going to be spelled O-I in the beginning and middle, like oil or soil. When you hear oi at the end, it's going to be spelled with an O-Y. All right, let's go for it. Let me share my screen. We're going to do some reading. First, let's try these words together. All right, this C, you don't ever have to wonder about C in here. It's always going to say a K sound until I get to the C lesson. C has a very specific and very rare instance of when it makes the S sound. It's not very rare, but it's certainly less common than the K. And it will only make the S sound if the next letter is an E, I, or Y. But don't worry about remembering that. We're going to have a whole lesson on that. But for now, C is always going to make the K sound, okay? Here's our OI that says OI that says OI in the beginning and middle of words, and O at the end says O. So our sounds are K, OI, P, O, koipo, koipo. All right, let's go ahead and try yours. I'll be quiet while you work. And if you have a question, instead of raising your hand, just drop it in the chat for me. And then I can answer it. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to put anything in the chat right now because there's nothing that you really have to spell or tell me. We're just you're working on your own. So this OI is going to say oi. O at the end says O. Our sounds are t, oi, p, o. We make sure that this is a voiceless sound, no voice, only air, p. Same with this T, voiceless, t. So we have toipo, toipo. Now, I do want you to put in the chat, Y or A, did you get toipo? Y for yes, A for almost. Did you get toipo? Beautiful. Nice. Thank you. Good to know. Okay, number 2. Let's keep going. Let's keep this positive momentum going. So here we have an O that's toward, well, it doesn't matter where it is. As long as there's 2 consonants after it, it's going to say ah. Drop your jaw on that one, ah. And then here's our OY that says oi. And you'll see this one at the end of words. So our sounds are d, Make sure that you pronounce each one of those sounds clearly. Don't let it get lazy. A, n, d, oi. Together we have drondoy, drondoy, drondoy. Try yours over here. Your F is voiceless. We are doing all rules 1. Okay. So this O we know says ah with our jaw dropped, ah, because there are 2 consonants after it. That's what O says when there are 2 consonants after it. Isn't that just a fun thing to know? And then OY says oi. It's all starting to make sense, right? These letters not only are getting organized from our new auditory discrimination skills, but they are getting logical because we understand why they are saying what they do. So we have fur, fra, fron, fronb, fronboy, fronboy, fronboy. Oh my goodness, Lily just said, hallelujah, I just did that one without my pencil. That's so nice. Well, congratulations, congratulations. So for those of you who are still kind of new, don't try it without your pencil. Your pencil is the golden ticket. I'm not kidding, you guys. This thing is a game changer for a lot of different reasons, but mainly, well, not one reason is more important than the other, but it puts everything into the different part of your brain. It makes it a multi-sensory, simultaneously multi-sensory. You're looking at it, you're saying it, you're hearing yourself say it, and you're experiencing the touch of it. All of these senses are helping it integrate into stronger neural pathways. Plus, it just helps to keep things organized and to know what sounds are in what order. This is really a game changer. Now Lily is like, I just did it without my pencil, and I think that is amazing news. Standing ovation. That's wonderful when you're to that point. But if you're not to that point, don't try it yet. Set yourself up for success. Okay? All right. Number 3. We have this hard G. It's always going to say G, just like the C is always going to say K until I tell you different. This O is going to say ah because of those 2 consonants after it. Here's our oi. O at the end says O. R sounds G, L, ah, S, oi, P, O. Yes, 2 S's, 2 of the same of anything only makes 1 sound. You only have to pronounce it 1 time. And if you'll notice, they only got 1 dot because we're dotting sounds. Remember, it's all about sounds. The letters are secondary. We're reading sounds, not letters. So we have gl, gla, gloss, glossoy, glossoip, glossoipo, glossoipo. All right, I'm going to be quiet while you work on this one. Yeah, it is a VCCV. Blair is like, I see a VCCV. That is great spotting. We're going to have a whole class lesson on these different syllable division hacks. But if you see a vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, you can divide it between the consonants and make your word divided into easier chunks. Okay, this O says ah, O-I says oi. O at the end says O. We have ch, ah, oi, p, o. Let's do it just in those two chunks that I have here. We have chom, chom. I'm going to start with this M, even though I already said the M over there. When you blend it all together, it's only going to make one sound anyway. So we have oi, p, o. Moi po. Moi po. Pushing all of that together, you have cha moi po. Cha moi po. How is that, a Y or an A in the chat for me? Did you get cha moi po on your own? Y for yes, A for almost. I love that. Excellent. Somebody was like, yeah, ish. I got it kind of. Ish counts. If it's yes ish, that's an A. That's not even an A minus. That's an A. Nice. Okay. Number 3. 4, I mean. Number 4. Here I see an O that's going to say ah. There are 2 consonants after it. Now this O is coming toward the end of a longer word and there's a consonant after it. So it's going to make the schwa sound and say That is up. That symbol for the schwa sound is an upside down E. So our sounds are sh, ah, s, t, n. Let's go one sound at a time. Shaw, shos, shost, shoster, shostra, shostrun, shostrun. Now when you say it, I really want to hear that T. Spit out that T and don't let it change into a sloppy CH or a J sound. Shostrun, shostrun. Okay? Number 4, try this one on your own. That's all right, Carla. I'm sure you're doing better than you think you are. Okay. So this C, of course, is going to make its hard sound. It's always going to make its hard sound in this class until I teach you different. O is going to say ah because of those 2 consonants after it. And here's an O that is almost to the end of a longer word with a consonant after it. Then that O changes to the schwa sound and says ah. So those 2 O's say 2 different things depending on where they are in the word and the letters that surround it, and you have that knowledge. So the sounds are k, l, ah, p, n, cl, claw, clom, clomp, clompa, clompun, clompun. How did you do on clompun? Let me know. How did you do on clompun? Nice, Sheldon. Almost. Okay, we'll take those almost any day. I'll tell you what, you did better on that word than you would have had you had not come to this class. Every time you come, you are progressing. Super. Love that word. Medium, beautiful. Medium is beautiful. It's kind of like right where you should be, right? It's like not too easy, not too hard. I'm getting it. It's just a little bit of a struggle, but I'm getting it. That is exactly where you should be. All right, let's come down here to some extra practice. If you have one that you'd like me to try with you before I send you off to do these on your own, put which number you want me to do with you in the chat, in the Q&A. Number 9. I have a feeling that Joe is ready for that because he got that in there very fast. Okay, let's try this one together. Actually, I'm going to let you try it on your own. I'm just going to mark it with you. You go ahead and try this one. Take your time. Okay, so we know that this O is going to say O because of the tap 2 rule. OI says oi. O, almost to the end of a longer word, says The sounds ul, o, t, oi, n, d, This is a long word, so we're going to take it one sound at a time. Low, loat, lotoi, lotoin, lotoined, lotoinder, lotoindra, lotoindrum, lotoindrum. My friends, if you can read lotoindrum, you can read anything. If you can read lotoindrum, you can read anything. And I had a request for number 1. She's probably thinking, is that really Pluto? Yeah, it is. I have no idea why I put a random U in here, but there you go. It's Pluto. Yeah, that U is going to say oo and that O is going to say O. It is Pluto. I have a feeling I was supposed to write Pluto and I had a autocorrect right there. I don't know. But well done for coming today and getting those rules stapled in even harder, even deeper than they were prior to this class, prior to coming to this class. You now know this stuff more. You know it stronger. You know it almost to the point where you can teach it. Maybe there's even something that you really have really good that you can teach somebody else. And my friends, let me tell you, that is the best way to really solidify your knowledge is to teach it to somebody else. So I invite you to do that. You're amazing. Have a wonderful night. Enjoy your tacos, Lily, and see you on Wednesday. Bye, everybody.